morning and welcome to Before the Green with your hosts Rory Picks and Highline Betting. Today they go over the action for the Great American Getaway 400.
Morning, what's up, everyone? Sorry about that. I got a little distracted for a second. Don't have Rory today, so it's just me. So if you guys want to fire some comments away, I'll take a look at what I can see and reply back. Looks like we're on streaming, so we're good to go. Let me start and go through it here. Media assets. We're going to look at the race details. Let me move my face off there. Stage 1's 30 laps, stage 2 65 laps, stage 3 65 laps, total laps 160, 7 sets of tires. I don't think they'll run out of tires today or come anywhere close. Fuel window, this will be big today, 46 to 52 laps. Those are green flag laps, so cautions can always change that. So we'll have to see how the race plays out. Pocono can flip in a second with a caution. Fuel usually always comes into play. I remember I had a big hit a couple years ago. Kyle Busch had transmission issues, only had fourth gear. I immediately bet him because I knew he wouldn't use as much fuel, and that's how he ended up winning the race. So definitely a good day if you can pay attention to what's going on, know the strategies, know when someone pitted last, how much fuel they have. It's basically like an old school road course. You can flip the stages. You have to be pretty close to the leader to be able to do it, though. So I think it usually only plays out to the guys that are at the front of the pack. Let me grab a drink. Sorry, guys. All right. I'm going to try to bounce back and forth between comments and slides. It's just me today, so I'm going to try my best. Yeah, so I'll address last week. I woke up Sunday morning and someone complained about my Twitter, so it got suspended. I guess I could have just did the YouTube only show, but I do use a lot of Twitter for my process in the morning. Also, it's nice to have, the news open while I'm doing. I have, X open while I'm doing the show with Bob's feed up and Jeff and a bunch of other reporters. That way I can get you any breaking news. And honestly, I was just pissed off about it too. So that was crazy. I kind of always knew I had people working against me in this endeavor, but when you get your YouTube account suspended and your X account suspended in 30 days, kind of proves it. So we'll just do what we can do, and I'll try my best. And if I'm not suspended, I'll try to do the show. All right. Morning, Jacob. Yeah, Connor, we're free. We're back, Andrew. I missed you fellas last week too. Yeah, I didn't do anything bad. It just sucks. There's not real people, so you can't get a reply out of Twitter, so it takes a while to come on. And I spoke wrong because hold on one second. Rory's here.
What up?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm just sitting in the Walmart parking lot waiting on my damn wife and daughter. I thought I was going to be back in time, so I just get on it in the damn vehicle.
I got you. All right. Let me, I was just, explaining last week. Yeah. Here. It's insane that someone does have it out for me like that. I don't know why. I don't know why. But
hey, when you're the fucking best, everybody wants to take down the best, but they can't take down the best without being a bunch of bitches.
I don't even say that. Like, you know me, I'm very humble. You talk shit. I don't. I don't. Yeah, it's just.
Everybody wants to go toe to toe with me on a week to week basis. I'll fucking show you.
You tell them. All right, let's get the next slide up. Assets. Fantasy Hub. Let me get our faces off there. All right, 36 for 36. Damn it. I still got a comment up there. I told you I was going to fire the producer, but I stuck with him. Maybe next week.
We got to have somebody.
All right. So we got 36 for 36 today at Pocono. If you haven't used Hamlin yet, probably use Hamlin, Larson. Some guys maybe under the radar, Busher, Briscoe. If you want to take a chance on Reddick coming through the pack, Byron, guys down the line. If you haven't used Eric Jones yet, that's probably a great play. I used them.
This will be the week. This will be the week C Bell wins.
He ain't winning with that wrist, man.
Nobody even thinks about it, and then this fucker, he'll be out front at the end of the race somehow and pull it off.
I'll tell you what I was looking for was Chris Bell's like stage 1, stage 2 numbers to win, just in case like something goes funky and he can stay out and win a stage and get some points. I could definitely see that today for.
Well, just think about it. All right, so he's starting 20-something. If he even makes enough passes, if he gets close to top 10, he's staying.
He's definitely. I mean, and next week, remember that for next week and the week after that, those 2 road courses, he's going to be stage points probably.
Well, it makes sense at this track. If you're going to start in the back, you got to do something to get off pit sequence. You don't want to be with the leaders. I mean, you got to do one or the other. You got to be on whatever they're not on. I mean, that's how Denny won this race the other year and was on a teetotal different strategy. I mean, this track can bring on all kinds of things.
Yeah. So usually what I do during the race, and again, I'm a pen and paper kind of guy. I'll start once it starts getting goofy. I'll write strategy 1, and then I'll just start putting the cars on that strategy. Strategy 2, the cars on that strategy. It's nice to have as a quick reference, because if you're going to live bet someone, you want to live bet the guy that's leading that strategy or one of the strategies. So that's just my tip for the day. You like Blaney or Briscoe today? Roars?
Briscoe.
I'm also on Briscoe. Jones or Bowman?
Jones.
Yeah, Jones.
Bowman
Elliott.
Isn't race anymore?
He's actually not horrible this week. I have him in the 20s. He starts okay, but his practice was awful. I just think these are all pretty much slam dunks. Hamlin, Elliott, I'm going Hamlin. What about you?
Hamlin.
And then Busher, Logano, I'm on Busher. What about you?
Busher.
Yep. I mean, they're pretty easy today. They're just.
I mean, it's basically 4. I think it's definitely 3 Gibbs cars, probably a Red Dog and a Larson.
Yeah,
Which one do you think is going to win today? That's the 5 car.
Just to give you my rankings, I have. So we'll do the first one.
Let's see how my rankings are. I haven't even I peeked at yours just to see where Larson was.
Yeah. So Briscoe's 7, Blaney's 11, Jones is 8th, Bowman is 22nd, Hamlin's 1st, Elliott is 15th.
I think you can throw Busher in there today. Where's Busher?
Ready?
Yeah.
Busher's 3rd in the rankings today.
All right.
And Joey Logano's 12th. Yeah. I think Busher's pretty solid too. We'll talk about more when we get to him. But yeah. He's
Busher was good here last year? Was it last year or year before?
Last year's the year where Brad was winning and then came down pit road when it was closed. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking idiot. I don't know how he doesn't fire. Like, honestly, I know TJ Majors is his boy, but like, someone's got to get fired for that huge mistake. You're leading the fucking race and you come down pit road.
Brad honestly ought to fire his damn self and put a fucking driver in the car.
Yeah. All right, let's go. We're going to go row by row. As always, I just grab them from NASCAR.com. If they don't have it, tough shit. Brad, I might not have updated that, so I'm sorry. Hold on. I have Brad 21st overall and 25th in practice. I have Bubba 19th overall and 17th in practice. Those numbers aren't right. I'm sorry. Brad had issues in practice. I think Bob said it was a airbox issue and bubble wrecked in qualifying, but they said they didn't have to go to a backup. I mean, I wouldn't bet anything pre on these guys. What about you, Roars? Yeah,
I don't think so. Bubba, we
it's
know Bubba. If he starts in the back, it's usually going to not end well.
yeah. And Big Ross said that the Brad is the one making 90% of the terrible in race
I
decisions.
told you, Brad should fire his own fucking self. Like,
Yeah,
old ass.
man, that he just I don't know.
Look at that
He just
face. That's
he
a
looks like
damn face that
Millhouse.
I don't even know if a mother could love that face. Look at that fucking face.
Yeah.
Jeez.
How you break? I still love how they say he broke his leg skiing, but the real story is he broke his leg stepping out of the car to go skiing. Like, come on, there's a big difference there. All right, let's go row 18. What the fuck are these? None of these are
Row
updated.
18.
They might be. Sorry, I jumped ahead because I must have fucked up. Some of these aren't updated. I'll tell you what they are. Priest, 32nd overall, 37th in practice. He was awful. It almost seemed like he had the same issue Brad had. Casey Mears, do we really care? 37th and 35th. I don't. Priest had something going on in practice. It doesn't seem. I don't understand how Busher was so much better than the rest of the cars.
It seems like maybe they just said F it and we're just gonna throw all our resources into this damn Busher car 17.
Yeah,
What it looks like to
possibly.
me. I mean,
Yeah,
over the last few weeks, it looks like they just done said F everything. We're just gonna put all our chips into this car because he's the best driver.
and there's been rumors of Busher, other teams looking at Busher, so maybe they're trying to keep him happy.
Well, who would you rather have, Busher or Barry?
That's Busher no matter what.
So, like, I don't know what kind of money situation and whatever Brad's got going on, but there's a lot of teams that probably would like to have Chris Busher that have money.
All right, row 17, Cody Ware and Daniel Dye, and again, those are wrong. So
What is
Cody
this?
Ware,
We don't care. Just skip it.
Yeah, I'll give the people the info just in case they want it because it's not there.
You want a breakdown? All right.
No, not a breakdown.
Here's what's going to happen today. All right, so there's going to be 10 laps to go, and fucking Cody Ware is going to goddamn blow a fucking tire because he's going to be out there on 100-lap old tires thinking that he can fucking win. And then there's going to be a caution, and then we're going to have a fucking shit show.
Cody Ware
There's the breakdown.
36th and 34th. Daniel Dye's 38th and 38th. Nothing on those guys. I think the numbers are right now. I don't know what happened those last 3 rows, sorry, but these 3 are right. SVG did not look good in practice. Trackhouse, I don't know. They pop here and there, but when they don't pop, they're just awful. Dylan, again, kind of where he should be. I mean, what do you expect? Or maybe when we get to Richmond, we'll talk a lot about him. But other than that, or maybe we're at a plate drafting style track. We'll talk about him. And SVG's got the next 2 weeks to talk about him. So, you got anything on these bums?
Do you think like the way that you would think SVG would be better here?
Yeah, there's always the road course, Pocono narrative. Guys that are good at road courses are usually good at Pocono.
Maybe where did the other Trackhouse cars qualify?
Yeah, not good. Zillich.
Okay, so maybe they're just down on power for this type of event. I mean,
they don't have those Hendrick engines.
Yeah, I mean, it just.
I mean, the thing in common with these 2 cars is they both have the same engine provider.
10 horsepower here is like, it's so huge at this track when everything's as tight as it is. If you got 10 extra horsepower, that's who's going to win.
Yeah, I mean, you need the motor today, and somehow we get that fuel mileage. But we'll see. Let's go to the next row.
Oh, that might be when Daniel Dye probably bring out the first damn caution that brings into the fuel mileage thing, and then Dingle Dick's gonna mess the whole fuel mileage strategy up there at the end for everybody, and then we're gonna see chaos.
All right. Row 15, we got the front row boys. The non-good front row boys. Zane's been leading the brigade on this team. Gilliland and Noah, you can see not really great in practice, not really great in predicted finishes, 30s. I don't have them for anything. You like anything from the front row guys today? Or any thoughts?
No.
All right. Let's go to the next row.
Oh, Todd Gilliland, man. Yeah, we'll throw out there a jab at Todd. Where are all the Gillies at? The Gilly, what are they? The Gilly,
The believers.
Gilly losers? The Gilly losers. Hashtag Gilly losers. Where are all y'all at? Like, I told y'all he sucked the other week. Why is he even in a race car?
Okay. He'll be back next year. I think Noah's going to be out of that ride next year, but we'll see. Everything, a lot of stuff can change quickly. Row 14, we got Ty Dillon. You can see he was awful, and I have him back in the pack. Zilich wasn't awful in practice, but he did not do good in qualifying. I don't have anything on these guys. Also, Zilich kind of in the same boat as SVG, where road course guys are supposed to, again, historically have shown well here at Pocono. You just don't have the motor. They don't have the cars. Ross is in row 12 and a couple more rows. So it's just, I think Big Ross put in the comments he faded Trackhouse this week. It's probably a good pick. I don't have anything on them. What about you? Got anything on Ty or Connor?
I think Connor needs to go to the 48.
Yeah, those rumors were out there. He has like a year left, so he could kind of do what Reddick did when Reddick went to 23-11. Kind of force the team's hand to let him go a year early. I'm sure he's trying to get the fuck out of there. I'm sure he's not. He does not seem happy at all.
I always really questioned what in the fuck. Like, I know it got him into, like, they got him into the American side, I guess, was an option with the Brandon that backs that. It kind of worked out at the time, but when you're a guy of his talent and his age, you don't sign more than 1 year deals. That way you got the team by the balls. You at least have opt-out options.
Yeah, like a performance clause or something, you think, hey,
yeah, when you put me in shit boxes, I can leave.
Yeah. I think his big thing was, and I remember him saying that he wanted to be the youngest cup champion ever, was like his goal. So I think he was just trying to get there in an okay ride as quick as he could. I mean, Trackhouse has fallen off a ton,
The bad thing is, honestly, like, quickest cup champion in history, you're either gonna be at Hendrick or JGR.
Yeah.
Like Penske, not even. I feel like you got to be a veteran over there, and you got to know when and what types of tracks and whatever's going on to win at that place. There's two organizations that's only going to happen. There's really two organizations that you're going to win a championship at. Those are the two organizations. So,
yeah,
I should have been his agent. I should have been his damn agent.
There you go. Gilly Gang, 150 to 1 top 4 on 365 for all you dollar.
What's the no? Minus.
We don't have those, but the dollar betters will be all over that, and then they'll put their red line through it.
Sweet. Throw it in a parlay too, so you can lose that.
Yeah. Big Ross he said you're on fire today, man.
I'm fired up. I'm not having a very good morning, and I'm not down for bullshit today.
Yeah. I don't think Red Bull would care if their drivers are on two different teams. Also, like, he doesn't really need Red Bull if he went to Hendrick, because Ally is basically just does all the loans for Hendrick cars. That's what pisses me off about the Alex Bowman. People are like, he could take Ally with him. Yeah. Really? Do you not know how business to business deals work?
Do they not know that was GMAC beforehand?
Yeah. Dude.
I mean, A lot of people don't even like know what the hell they're talking about when they speak.
Big Ross.
Sometimes I don't. Like I don't too. Like I'm not gonna say that I always do, but also on certain stuff like that, there's usually more behind the scenes involved. I have learned
Yeah.
that.
I totally agree, Big Ross. It seems like Red Bull is way more on Zillage than SVG.
Red
Totally
Bull
agree
would
with that.
package shit up in a minute if it came down to like any kind of bickering to go with Zilich to Hendrick over Trackhouse.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think. I mean, I would.
Yeah.
The kid's better than what the hell he's being given.
All right, let's go row 13. Riley Herbst. You can see he was, top half of the 20s. Carson was great in practice. Look, he messed up his qualifying lap, so he's back here with the Squirrels. You never know. I wouldn't take him now, but he's a guy to watch for a live bet, I would say. I just think right now you're probably not looking at that much. What do you think?
I think Hocevar could be interesting today. Maybe if we can get him on a different strategy.
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
I think he has a very fast car. Did he smack the wall in qualifying? Is that what I seen?
Yeah, he had
Video of. Okay, I
just a
figured that's
little
what
bit.
happened.
And he
Oh
was
yeah,
trending. Pretty sure he was. Again, I don't remember exactly, so if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but pretty sure he was trending top 5, top 10 starting spot, maybe even top 5 up front there.
I'm
When
sure.
it happened.
I think he's a sleeper today. Not really a sleeper, but a sleeper from where he's starting. It's gonna be it's a long day. If he can be patient and they just got a strategy, they gotta have a strategy from the get-go. It's like, all right, so here's what we're gonna do. If this race starts off with a stupid ass caution at the like some type of lap point, then we're gonna pit if everybody stays like the leaders stay out. We're getting off sequence with the leaders at some point today. You just got to be
Yeah.
patient and let the race come to you. You're not gonna take this race from 30 something without us working some magic.
Yeah. And like, I'm not a big Larry Mack fan, but as he always says, if you follow the leader, that's what you're going to do all day. You're going to follow the leader,
Bell, I
Yeah.
promise you, is going to be on a different strategy.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if this race comes down to strategy, they're going to be one of the ones. Hope is going to be on one of the other, and probably will be on the right one. They usually get it.
They didn't on Bob's tweet earlier. Again, it could always change, Andrew. He said there was no one going to the back at that time. But again, that can always change. Always look at Bob's Twitter. Always believe Bob and not other people.
Right,
his pit crew.
I'm probably going to jump off here, but I'm just going to give out one guy. It's time. We winning this week. Kyle Larson.
All right.
That's all y'all need to know today. Denny Hamlin ain't got shit on Kyle Larson today.
All right, man. Thanks for joining for a couple minutes. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I had fun. I needed that.
All right. You have a good day. Send me some text later. Let's win some money.
All right, let's do it.
All right, man.
Later.
Yeah, Big Ross. His pit crew is worrisome. No, you said it. Yeah, the bad pit stall selection. I would think that's not a big deal this week. They did say they changed the timing lines, so that should. It said. I remember Denny said it kind of took away a lot of the advantages and makes it fairer across the board. But we'll see. Let's go row 12. Chase Elliott. Our freaking producer sucks. He leaves the comments up. All right, so we got Chase Elliott. He looked okay in practice. He was in Group A. He wasn't good in practice. I have him finishing 14th. Saw a lot of people are on him early in the week. You really need to check the groups and where someone's going to be qualifying before betting. If you're not making it yourself, then you have to wait till Wednesday. You should definitely be making it yourself. Chase he's a fact. This is a factor of being in Group A. You're not going to get a good qualifying spot. He went out. Let me see where Chase went out. I think he was like 16th Yeah, I mean, my initial run of rankings, I was all over Chase, and then I noticed that once I did my qualifying and pool rankings, he was not going to have a good starting spot. So I stayed away from Chase. Ross, he looked pretty good in practice, did not back it up in qualifying. I just don't think it's I just don't think Ross has the motor to get done. I think he'll be off strategy doing different things today. That's where you want to look out for him. Yeah, I'm not a big Group A. I think Group A is not very a good sign for the race. And you're going to be behind with a bad pit stall. You're going to be behind with a bad qualifying run. I stay away from Group A guys during the week. I wait till post because I feel like the number is going to be better. I feel like Chase fell into that group this week. Bell, he had the injury. He's also going out 13th. Reddick was 12th. You're just not going to get a great qualifying spot going out 12th overall. I saw some people on Brad earlier in the week. I know he had problems, but still, he was going to go out 6th in qualifying. What's his ceiling going out 6th in qualifying? 25th? I think you need to check everything. I saw a lot of Twitter talk about these guys, or X talk, and to me, I was like, "What you gotta look at the metric." And if you're not making it yourself, yeah, Connor, as you said, always have to check the metric. I think, and it's pretty easy to do it yourself. I would definitely have that done every week before you're looking at something. All right, I'm going to go to the next row. Row 11, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., back half of the 20s in finish and practice. Bell did not look great in practice for him, 20th. I have him 13th. Probably really didn't factor in much into the ranking system, his broken wrist. I would probably have him like 20th, in the back half of the teens into the 20s. It's going to be tough for him today with the wrist and just everything going on. It's going to be even worse the next 2 weeks when we're on a road course. So keep an eye on him. I wouldn't bet much on him the next couple weeks. I'm sure some people are fading him. All right. Row 10, AJ Allmendinger. Again, that road course driver narrative. I thought he was okay in practice. As you can see, 11th. I have him finishing 17th. I think if you're doing a 36 for 36 and you don't use AJ at a road course for some reason, you could use him here. But I don't have anything on him or Barry. Barry announced he's out of the ride. Jesse Love's in it. There you go. Now we know why he wasn't in the 33. Maybe Barry gets the 4. I really can't see him getting anything else. I love the move for Jesse Love. Get into Cop. You got to learn these cars. It's a totally different thing. Also, Love going to the 21 probably means that Herbst is going to the 3rd legacy car. So we'll see that. They probably need the money, helps out with sponsors, all that shit. All right, row 9. We have Austin Cindric and Zane Smith. Cindric was okay in practice, 12th, finishing 15th. And again, their ranges on the finishes. So just giving you an example on Austin Cindric, he is in tier 4, which goes through from 14th to 18th. So like it's a range. I mean, I don't really lock him in at that position. It's just what I'm looking at. Zane's been super successful in this car this year. Would have loved to see him get the 21. I think that would have been a much better ride for him. It's basically a Penske car, but he did not. I know Zane top Fords a lot this year. A lot of people have liked it. I think the other Fords this week have brought speed. I think Buescher's better than him, Blaney, Logano, and probably Cindric. I I don't like Zane today for a top 4. I think he'll probably have a good run. AJ, what do you think about this? AJ plus 275 over the 47, 97, 41. So let me look here. AJ, I have 17th. The 47 is 26th. The 97 is 31. And the 41 is 23rd. I would say you're competing with the 41. The 47 and 97 don't bother me. I think AJ looked decent. Again, for not having support, the dude is just knocking it out of the park every week. Yeah, I thought it was done, Big Ross. I thought they announced that it was going to be Love. Maybe I missed it. Again, I did have a suspended Twitter account for most of the week. 25-1 for top Ford. I'll tell you what my fare is. Let's see. My fare is 50. I don't have hold though, so it's a lot different than the sports books. I have him as the 5th Ford, and Brad's like right there behind him, so it's pretty close. I don't think I'm going to bet that today. I don't think I'll be on Zane, and I'm usually a Zane supporter. So, what's nice though is I can see both these guys. These are both guys that will get off strategy, get off sequence, and do something different. So I would like that in those guys today. All right, row 8. Cole Costeri had a great qualifying run. I'm sure his Hendrick engine has a lot to do with that. Reddick looked great in practice. I haven't finishing high. He was a victim of being in Group A, and Group A, he just can't qualify that well. It's tough. So Reddick, he was in Group A, and he's going to start. Where did I lose? 16th. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, that's really good. He does have a fast car, but I would wait a little live for him. Yeah, he has a rocket today. So here's my problem that kind of scares me off. Reddick, he had a rocket at Michigan in practice, and I mean, not even a rocket. He had a fucking looks 2 to 3 tenths faster than anyone else in the field, and then he didn't back it up in the race. So that's kind of my thing with Reddick. Yeah, if you got 50-1 on Zane top Ford, that's a good job right there. I like that number. I would have took that number. The current number's not for me. All right, let's go to the next row. Row 7. Michael McDowell and Austin Hill. McDowell's clearly the worst of all of the Spire teams. I don't think he's up there. He's liable for someone to do something different. He seems to have a crew chief that will take chances. Austin Hill, I mean, he had a good qualifying effort, but I don't think he'll be able to stay up there. Just doesn't have the motor. So, I mean, and I'm guessing Austin Hill's going to get this car for next year. I saw people were saying Noah. I don't know. I don't know why I just don't think he's that. If I had to pick between Austin Hill or Noah, I guess it would be Noah. So, yeah. It's not a great ride, so I don't think they're going to get anyone that big. So maybe it is Austin Hill or Noah. They're losing Love, it seems like, so I don't think they have anyone else they could go to. And I don't see just the drivers that are vote. I don't see anyone else going there. We'll see. Yeah, the track did seem to be a little looser than anticipated. It's hot. You know, the heat will help make it a little worse. That's another thing. We got storms coming today, so you're going to have to keep your eye on the radar. Again, know who has the most fuel. Know who is the leader of this strategy. Know who is the leader of the other strategy. You got to keep track today. It's not a race where you can just, the fastest guy is just going to dominate and win. It's going to flip, especially if we had a caution around the fuel window. Yeah, that's what I've seen also. The Bass Pro tie seems to be Lincoln RCR. I feel like they could do better, but I don't know. When I think about it, there's not really anyone better out there. Somehow maybe they could get Eric Jones. I don't know, but why would he leave his position now? I'm sure he's just going to re-sign. It's just not the whole Kyle Busch thing kind of threw a wrench into a lot of the silly season and where people were going, and obviously opened a ride for that wasn't there before. All right, row 6. I thought Joey. I didn't update those. Sorry, guys. Joey Logano was. I have him finishing 12th, and his practice was 15th. Bowman, I have his practice as 30th and finishing 22nd. These are guys that steal wins, though. I will say that. And we're at Pocono where you can steal a win. So keep an eye on them. Know what their fuel situation is. I know it sounds annoying, and I've said it a lot. I mean, these guys won't win on speed, but if we don't get the fastest guy winning, I could see these guys being up there and stealing a win, making a pit strategy call. That's Joey Logano. I mean, that's how the dude wins his championships. Sure, he can win a race at Pocono on fuel strategy. And Bowman won here when Larson blew that tire. Just something I wrote down I wanted to mention that the Hamlin, Briscoe, Blaney, and Elliott are the next gen winners here. No one else has won. So in the next gen. Row 5, Byron, I thought he looked pretty solid in practice. Didn't have a great qualifying run, but he's up there. He's starting 9th. He should be able to be in contention. I think he will move forward. Blaney, I think this is probably where he's going to be in this, back half top 10, early teens area. I feel like Buescher is kind of the class of the Fords this week, but we will see. Yeah, I'm not confident in Bowman either. I'm starting to feel like he is going to just quit at the end of the season due to health issues. That's where I'm at with Bowman. I think he has some stuff going on with his back, and it's just not working well, and the violence of everything is just making it way worse. And he's probably like Hal Dale Jr. with the concussions. I think that's where Bowman is with his issues. Yeah, Byron's practice I thought was really good, top 5. He was up there. I think there was 5 guys that kind of are the top 5 in my book, but we'll get to them. I'll throw them out at the end too, just in case anyone misses it. All right, row 4, the Legacy boys, Eric Jones, John Hunter Nemechek. I think I said earlier, if you haven't used either of these guys in 36 for 36, you could probably do it here. I don't know where else you're going to use them. Maybe Jones at Darlington or Chicagoland. But I think this is probably, if you haven't used these guys in 36 for 36, I also have the cars wrong because I'm a fucking retard. I think it's a good place for them. I don't know, Connor, and it's just because, if you watch his interviews and stuff, he seems like Zilich. He just seems defeated. But his defeat, it seems like it's coming from a health issue, not a shitty car issue. Again, just my opinion. I'm not the best. I don't know everything. I like NASCAR and I like talking about it, Sneaky good at Brickyard. Yeah, they could probably, I think it'll probably be, once we get past Brickyard, we'll finally be done with all the Toyota dominance. I think we'll start seeing more teams in there. Also, the next 2 weeks at the road courses, obviously, with SVG. What's the number, Andrew? That's always the question. What's the number? I can tell you what I have for fair is on a top 10 for Nemechek is around 5. So is it 5-1? Is it 4.5, 4? That's all what it depends on. So we'll see. Yeah, I do not know all Ryan. I'm just a regular dude that likes to gamble on NASCAR. But thank you. It's just not, that's not me. All right, we're going to go row 3. Chase Briscoe, last year's winner. I mean, I feel like he's kind of being overlooked. He didn't have a great practice, but does Chase really ever have a great practice? It seems like he always just qualifies good and then sticks up front in the track position. You're not going to be able to pass today. It's a typical Pocono race. You're not going to be able to pass. Fuel might come into it. Rain might come into it. This is a typical Pocono race. I know it sounds crazy, but this is what us old school fans know about Pocono, and we used to have to deal with it twice in a year. And like they were like twice in the almost the same month. It was ridiculous. I'm so happy. I do totally agree with the one race. A lot of tracks need just one race. I know it's some we're going to move away from history, but I think it's better for the tracks. It's better for the sport. I mean, when we used to go, we would race Michigan twice and Pocono twice within 45 days of each other. Like, how could people justify going to the track twice in 45 days? It's a much better system, I think. Yeah, solid enough, Ross. Definitely agree with you. Yeah, I would say Connor. I guess Pocono is probably my home track too. I live in Western Pennsylvania. I don't know where you're at, but I guess Pocono would be my closest. I used to go to Dover as a kid. I think Richmond is probably pretty close. Like Pocono, Dover, Richmond, and maybe Watkins Glen are probably in the same general home track for me. I guess I'm like Martin Truex Jr. have a bunch of home tracks. All right, let's go row 2. Suarez, man, this guy gets fired or doesn't get renewed, and he is just sticking it to Trackhouse. He's looked really good all year. The cars have the speed. He's on par with Hocevar. I mean, honestly, I thought he'd be on par with McDowell, and Hocevar would be leading this team coming into the season. Suarez is up there. It's him and Hocevar every week. Ty Gibbs right there. Again, he has the Toyota. You can see I have these guys, 5 through 5th to 10th. They're the not the best of the best, but they're right there. And if we're going to talk about the best of the best, we're going to go to row 1. Here we go. Thanks, Connor. Bubba, Brad, and Priest to the rear per Bob. I mean, I don't think those really matter that much. Where were they all? They were all starting. Priest was already 35th. Brad was already 37th. And Bubba, 30. So they're going from the back to the back. No big deal. I would keep them exactly the same in my rankings. I wouldn't change anything. They're just moving back a little bit. All in the rear anyways, Connor. Really doesn't matter. I'll be honest, for the giveaway that I usually do with comments, since I was by myself, I didn't have time to grab everyone and type them into a thing. So if you just go retweet the show link on X, I will, everyone that does it before 1 o'clock, before the race starts, 1:21, before green flag, if you retweet the show link, I will put you in for one of my hats that I've been giving away, throwback brand hats. Everyone else, I will ship them tomorrow that's already won, and whoever wins today, I will ship that one. We'll probably do the giveaway. We'll do it at the beginning of the show next week. So if you retweet the X link of the show between now and next week, I don't even care. I'll put you on there. So next week we'll start the show with a giveaway. Just want to say thank you for everyone watching, joining, giving comments. And here we go. Here's the best of the best today. It's Hamlin. I never really worry if Hamlin's not first in practice. He's more just looking for a feel, as he's always said. He's just, the whole metric thing is why he is just winning all the polls and stuff. He's going last. I mean, not saying he doesn't have a fast car, but it adds a lot. I think I saw someone post on X this week, and they were saying, like, only the good guys win polls now, where before it used to be random. Well, it used to be random because we had a random draw before. You could be the 36 in points and go last. So I kind of like this system better. I'm all for, like, we should reward the best drivers and the best teams. It sucks for betting. Again, like, I have two different opinions usually. There's a betting opinion and there's a racing opinion. And they're usually pretty different because some races are good for betting and some are good for watching. Like the race last week, it wasn't good for betting, but I thought it was a great race to watch. It was entertaining. That's just my opinion. So Hamlin and Larson today, I think they're the top two. I have Buescher I have a drop down to Busher, then a drop down to Reddick and Byron. That's my top 5 today. I really think any of them could win the race. Again, we're going to have to keep our eyes on strategy, on the fuel, on the rain, everything. You're going to need to know when a storm's coming. Keep your eyes out for all that. Sorry, I got a cold and sinuses coming on. I haven't really seen any groups out there that I like. DraftKings doesn't have theirs up. I'm just checking now. Did Bet365 put theirs back up, or are they still down? They're back up. I'll have to look at them here. Maybe this Jones group, Group H, and maybe Group I might look at. We'll see. All right, anyone else? You guys have any other questions? Quicker one today. If you told me to pick a winner, I'd probably pick Larson. I know Hamlin's number 1, but I'd probably pick Larson. Connor says parlay outright with Germany. Parlay Larson outright with Germany -3.5. Okay. Like -3.5 goals? I don't know much about soccer, but that's a lot of goals. I don't have anything else. Good luck to you guys today. Hope everyone wins some money. Right now, all I have bet is Larson. I don't have anything else yet. Something else I wanted to bring up real quick. I track my rankings in all but one race this season. Someone in the top 5 of my rankings has won. The only race someone wasn't was Suarez at the Coca-Cola 600, and that's pretty obvious why. So my top 5 is Hamlin, Larson, Busher, Reddick, Byron, Gibbs, Briscoe, Jones, Hocevar, Suarez, and I'm going to add Blaney just because his number is so close to Suarez for top 10. All right, guys, let me look at these last couple comments, see if there's anything else. So you have, on short picking the stage, you have to be close to the leader. I think it's like 5 to 7 seconds is usually, maybe it's 11 seconds. I don't have the number right on me. I'm going to research it when I'm done here. So they could do it. It really, again, it's going to depend how cautions fall. The first stage isn't that long, so you probably can just run it based on the fuel window. I don't think a lot of teams do it. I think a couple teams do it. Well, my answer. Okay, so Germany -3.5 against Curacao. I don't have any concerns with Busher. I think that car gets a little different details than the other two, maybe. I think he looks so good where the other two had problems. I don't have a concern, but I understand your concern. Like that, it makes sense. Yeah. I don't have the concern, but yeah, you could. Makes sense to me. All right, guys, I'm going to head out. Pre-race is about to start anyways, so I always like to watch the Prime pre-race. I think it does a great job. I even like what they do before it even comes on with just music and showing the sights and sounds of the race. All right, good luck, everyone. Have a great day.